A couple of years ago, during the early stages of my 10 years of training, I reached a plateau. And at this point, I realized that the problem wasn't actually with my training, but my nutrition. So in turn, I did what anyone would do at this point and asked the salesman at the supplements aisle to help me find every supplement that will help me build more muscle. So he then in turn sold me every supplement in the store. At this point, I became even more confused. But after an extensive research, I found all the supplements that helped me move from this to this. And in today's video, I'll be sharing all of them with you, including how they work, why they work, and all the scientific data to back this up. Now, it's important, however, to keep in mind that supplements should not be the foundation of your nutrition. In fact, the foundation of your nutrition should be from food sources. Supplements are just there to help you boost your nutrition so that it's easier for you to reach certain targets when it comes to your diet that are required for you to be able to build more muscle mass. Which brings me to the first supplement, and that is creatine. This is one of the most studied supplements since a very long time and has constantly proven to be very efficient. So if you're looking for something that will help you build more strength, thus in turn building more muscle mass, since strength and muscle size are directly correlated, then creatine is your best friend, an affordable one. Now, here's why. Your muscle fibers contain what we call ATP stores, and these are energy stores that help your muscles be able to lift weight. So when you go into a training session, you deplete these ATP stores, and that's when you begin to notice your reps becoming harder and shorter within each and every set. Now, a study from the Science of Sports and Medicine took two groups. One group was training with creatine, and the other group was a placebo group. Now, the results found that the group that was training with creatine had more strength and 3 times more muscle mass than the placebo group. Now, a meta-analysis further confirmed this by reviewing 22 studies and found that indeed creatine does increase performance and strength, ultimately leading to muscle growth. Now, why is that? Well, simply put, when you take creatine, you regenerate ATP stores. This is the same reason why when you're taking creatine, progressive overload, or the process of adding more weight to your training, becomes faster, ultimately leading to more muscle growth even quicker. Now, how to consume creatine? Well, the fastest way to get creatine fully absorbed within your body is to take it using a loading phase. Now, this is where you take creatine about 20 grams per day, split 4 times per day for the next 7 days. This is the process that will get creatine fully absorbed within your body faster than taking in 5 grams per day from day 1. Now, next supplement is whey protein. Now, in order for your muscles to grow, you need amino acids because these are the exact same things that trigger muscle protein synthesis. And whey protein contains high levels of leucine, which is one of the most important amino acid amongst the 3 branched amino acids, also known as the BCAAs. Now, leucine triggers protein synthesis, and the higher the levels of leucine, the higher the rate of protein synthesis. And because of this, when you supplement with whey protein, you're able to build more muscle and recover quicker than someone taking protein from food sources alone. Because remember, there are high levels of leucine, and with other sources of protein, since whey protein contains higher levels of leucine compared to other protein sources. Now, here are 2 studies that further emphasize the effects of whey protein on muscle growth. Now, one meta-analysis clearly showing that taking in protein was associated with 33% more strength gain and 38% more muscle mass gain. And the other study showing that a group of individuals that had 1.2 grams per pound of body weight of protein had faster muscle gains. Now, this is due to the fact that these bodily environments, because of protein intake, boosts protein synthesis. Now, does this mean that you cannot boost protein synthesis from protein that is actually from food sources alone? Well, absolutely not. You can induce protein synthesis without having to rely on supplementation as a source of protein, as long as you are meeting successfully your daily requirements in as much as protein intake according to your diet. But keep in mind that for some of you, trying to reach a protein intake target according to your diet might be difficult because of maybe multiple factors, due to the fact that you're extremely busy, or maybe you're struggling with appetite. Therefore, in this case, it makes more sense to supplement with protein than relying on food sources alone. Now, the best way to take protein powder is post-workout, because this has proven to be more favorable when it comes to protein synthesis. Now, the goal here is to consume at least 1 gram per pound of body weight. Now, the next supplement, vitamin D. Now, your muscles contain vitamin D receptors. So meaning the higher the vitamin D levels within your body, the higher your performance and strength during training, as shown by this study and also proven by this meta-analysis. Vitamin D also helps with the preservation of muscle mass. Now, the study of renal nutrition, where sedentary individuals were examined to see the effects of vitamin D on muscle mass. These are people that had little to no heavy training. Now, 49 people took vitamin D and 30 people did not take vitamin D. The results showed that the group that was taking vitamin D was able to preserve their thigh muscle mass compared to the group that was not taking in vitamin D. And again, the group that was taking in vitamin D was able to show more strength compared to the other group across all other strength measures. And again, vitamin D also leads to muscle protein synthesis, which ultimately leads to more muscle growth. Next supplement on the list is caffeine, one of the main ingredients within your pre-workouts. Now, although caffeine does not directly contribute to muscle adaptation, it does, however, contribute to ergogenic effects, which ultimately leads to more muscle hypertrophy and more strength gain. Well, at least according to the study. This is due to the fact that inducing caffeine before your workout alters our pain threshold and perception of how hard a workout session is, meaning we'll be able to push harder and have more endurance, about 2 to 3 reps extra, slightly giving us more total training volume according to the study. For instance, this is a study that clearly shows an increase in reps performed of about 20% due to caffeine ingestion. And another study shows an increase in effort when it comes to bench press exercises in as far as pushing to failure is concerned. And again, pain tolerance is concerned due to caffeine ingestion, which, as common sense would have it, leading to an increased training volume, thus an increase in muscle hypertrophy. And that's how all of this put together leads to an increase in muscle mass. Even though the effects of caffeine ingestion prior to your workout are clearly evident on lower body exercises than upper body exercises, due to the drive and intensity that is required on these particular exercises. That's why so many people want to skip leg day. However, according to the study, if you are a habitual user of caffeine, then you might experience reduced ergogenic effects. But this can be offset, however, by consuming a dosage that's greater than your regular caffeine dosage prior to your workout. Best practice to take caffeine would be to increase from 1 to 3 milligrams per day and then work your way up from there. Next supplement, BetaAlanine. Now, BetaAlanine is an amino acid that increases muscle carnosine levels. And you might be wondering, well, what's that? Well, simply put, when you go into training, you get a buildup of hydrogen ions, which are the acids that build up in the body. This is where you start to feel the burn during your training. Now, carnosine, however, acts as a buffer, or more like a temporary delay to the buildup of these acids, in order to help you get an extra 2 to 3 reps before finally giving in to the burn. Now, this is primarily evident when you're training higher reps, say 10, 15, 20 reps, unlike when you're training low reps with an RPM that gives you about 3 reps, because that's where ATP is involved. Now, this obviously results in more total volume, thus ultimately leading to more muscle hypertrophy. So the way you would take this supplement is through a spread out dosage of about 2 grams 3 times per day. So say taking 2 grams in the morning, in the afternoon, and at night. Now, for a clearer step-by-step process on how to further build more muscle with protein, then feel free to check this video out, which also explains which protein powder is best and how to use it best to maximize muscle growth. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.